Wooster. So I think after there's probably been it's going to be the next day for yourselves. Okay. After the morning, you've had conversations. There was initial conversation about how
if it's the next day, do I get a wealth point back?
Yes, sir, you can get a wealth point back.
Thank you.
It's like you have your actual the way it's going, Ken, you drop the wealth point, you walk away, you gain it back before you can even have to go and pick it up, the way it's coming back to you. There. It's like, right. So the initial plan was potentially you were talking about potentially, coming in as Calista's lawyer or representative with the investigation with the FBI. But on the morning of the next day, so let's call it the day of Callista's interview with the FBI. That's going to be a Friday. Okay, so it's Friday morning there, and it's at noon, your interview. So Wooster, Sla, you do have, it's like one of the unique things about the Fae is you can use, unlike other, human practitioners of magic, if they were to try and use human technology and use magic, the magic would just destroy the technology, but you can use human technology fine. You've got yourself a few mobiles and a few phones, and I'm sure you've got somewhere like a wee pad where you crash. There.
I think I have like several. It's very easy for me to conjure up some fake money with some people.
Yeah. And what happens is a mobile that you've got there just in a pile on the counter there just lights up, and it's one that only people in, basically it's people in the community, in the mortal realm, but potentially who might interact with the Fae would have. Okay, so it's not, you're trying to remember who else would, how many people actually have that number. There's not a lot of people, and you wouldn't, but the number that comes up, you don't recognize it. It's completely unknown.
Well, that's easy.
Are you going to answer, or are you going to hang up on it?
I like this song. Hello.
So hello. Now, I have been given, I'll introduce myself first.
That's usually the polite way to do it.
The name's Slaverman.
And
I've heard you've got a reputation. What name do you want me to address you by? Do you want me to address you by Pickpocket, Margot, Sla?
I don't know. Whatever suits your fancy, darling.
Well, I heard that you've been making, or you've been trying to make inquiries into something about a little red box.
I have.
Okay. But you seem to have been kind of getting a wee bit distracted. You know, taking the time to help Kent there as taking you away. And the Earl King's not a person you want to keep delaying doing a job for, from what I hear. So what if I could tell you I've got some information I can give for you on said box.
I'd say that'd be grand.
Mm-hmm. And the price I'm going to be asking is just simply, can I just ask? All I want you just to walk away from assisting Mr. Kent. Oh, and his friend, the police officer Calista.
So let me get this absolutely perfectly clear. You want me to step away from Mr. Kent and Mr. Calista? Mrs. Calista. One or the other.
Miss Calista, yes. Miss. It's. Let's just say. Come on, let's be honest. We're businessmen here. You've tried to do the right thing by them by helping your friends, but they've distracted you from your own obligations. There.
I see.
And it's just simply, you know, if you were to
So, yes, I'm willing to take the deal. Assuming your information pans out, I will do my end.
Oh, it's quite simple here.
Yes. Just give me your end so I can verify it. You know how we fail.
How about we meet in person there noon?
I don't like noon. How about midnight?
Yeah, I'd say noon works for me. There.
Fine.
Yes.
So where is there exactly?
Oh, I think a place of neutrality. City Hall. Would that be fine for you? I've got a meeting with the mayor afterwards.
Hold on. Oh, I don't see neutrality town hall anywhere. I'm trying to Google it.
Try the mayor's office, City Hall.
Neutrality City Hall. No, I'm getting something about achieving carbon neutrality as the first major city.
Right.
I mean, Google is not being really helpful. Would you be in which state is this neutrality?
I heard this about you. But at the same time, a lot of the people who do complain about this don't have the patience for dealing with. You know, you might fool them into thinking you're the idiot. But I know that this is just an act. If it's as simple, if you want the information, you'll meet me at noon at City Hall.
Now, just to clarify, there's a few city halls around. Which one are you referring to?
New Orleans.
Previously, you referred to Neutrality City Hall. I don't know where that is on this one.
Well, I know you're currently in the city of New Orleans.
Yes, that would be correct.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
So, mhm. So it will be. And so we'll meet there.
Okay, so City Hall of New Orleans.
Yes.
Okay, now you're making sense. Thank you.
Mhm.
At noon, which day?
Today.
Today. Ah, good. Still have a few hours for breakfast.
And it's at this point the call just ends.
What a silly fella. Well, Sly's gonna start stretching, doing some yoga, and thinking about what to have for breakfast. Something near town hall, our city hall, would be.
Oh yeah, there's still technically a lockdown, so there's no cafes.
Grocery shops last. Grocery shop last.
The groceries are shut. The corner markets are still open, but that's it.
But funnily enough, I honestly thought there was a town called Neutrality somewhere.
He was meaning neutral ground. He wasn't meaning like a.
I know, yeah. But he's dealing with the Fae, and Fae take things literally.
Yeah.
Especially out of his pockets.
Yeah. So right. Well, that's going on. You're getting that planned there. It is Kent. Let's come on to you.
I just thought of something.
What's
we were
that?
meeting at a deli. I guess the deli wouldn't have been open anyway.
Right. So
more likely than you think.
So Kent, you get a call there.
Hello.
It's your associates there of Carlos. And he's just going, Mr. Kent, we've gotten a bit more information on Mr. Sutherland for you.
Okay.
It looks like he's got a meeting in the city hall with the mayor.
Huh. Okay. I am detecting DM railroading to get everybody in the same place at the same time. Okay. Ding, 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 ding.
No.
Sorry.
Okay. Do you know what it's about?
They just said something about it's the deal with the current. It's called the shelter program, was what they were saying.
A shelter program.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I know what that is?
What?
I'm asking you, not Carlos.
Yeah, no. So can I get you to give me an intellect roll?
You can get me to give you one. I don't know if it'll be any good.
I'll find out.
Intellect. Nope, it's not very good. 4 negatives. I'm impressed. Can I re-roll that?
If you want. What would you be wanting to re-roll it?
Which one was it?
I think you've got one about in the shadows or something like that.
Yeah, or keep your friends close and your enemies closer. It is Slatherman. So.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, there goes a fate point.
Yep.
Hey, down one. And let's try to roll slightly better. That's 4 better.
Right. Okay. So what you remember there was talks about how, at the moment there's conversation about, with everything that's going on with the potential outbreak, they're wanting to get people out of the, off the streets and get them to somewhere safe. And there's been a lot of talk about, potentially about opening up like stuff like churches and setting them all up to act as shelters. Okay. But there was basically Slatterman was talking about he was willing to offer help his hotel there.
Let me guess, for the people who are occupying his proposed construction site.
Well, initially that's what it was, but it seems to be, when he was saying, oh, I'm willing to shelter, but it's just the fact that it seems like Project Shelter sounds like it's been, you're getting the feeling it's been revamped in some way there. Okay.
My guess would be to get all of these people nicely together so they can infect each other.
Well, you won't know until you find out.
In one way or the other, yes.
Yeah. So there's that happening. The other thing that Carlos has said is the other thing is they've been able to trade. They found that, one of those trucks that was coming from that warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Before it blew up?
Before it went up, they've actually found one of those trucks, okay, actually made a delivery to City Hall.
Oh, boy. Did I remember to write that name down? Ken Latoya is the mayor? Yeah. Well, Ken's not involved in this crap. Well, City Hall is a pretty big place, but
yeah.
Okay. And how long ago was that delivery?
It's basically, they don't know where it's like basically the delivery occurred yesterday.
Huh, okay. Okay.
It's like they just say, you don't want to know how we found out about that one. Don't ask how we don't.
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
You just like sucked on a straw and poof, there was the information. Okay.
Yeah, they can then make sure it's clear you don't want to ask that one how they know about that. They found out about it.
Okay. Do you know who it was being delivered to in City Hall? Or is it just that the truck went there?
They know the truck went there. It's like, it's going to take them a moment to figure out a way of going in to get that information without arousing suspicion. That's the issue.
You have a nice suit?
Well,
I go into City Hall all the time, but
yeah, they might let you in, say, they might not give you all the information you just asked for.
No, I can get you into City Hall.
Oh, they got it, Suze. It's more about trying to know who would know, and that's the thing. They've got a few ideas, but it might take a day or so to find out.
Interesting. Any other little tidbits that you've got?
The the other thing is they highlighted, okay, it seems to be the other thing that they've noticed is that a few of these trucks, you know how they were saying there was like for PPE supplies, and they'll get going to, just random places that just seemed unusual there.
Even they weren't actually doing PPE, that would.
But they then just said it looks like the last, again, at the same time that this truck was doing this delivery to City Hall, a few other places in the city were actually had deliveries. So one of them was the police department.
Okay. Well, yeah, that one would make sense.
Mm-hmm. And the other one is the actual, it's a federal building.
Oh, a certain like FBI building, you mean?
They kind of go, yeah. There is a certain bureau does operate out of this building amongst other government agencies. Yes.
C. I mean, CIA. MOU.
And then all these other like alphabet agencies,
DEA.
ATF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's
the agency against all things fun.
Sure, that's the AATF.
Yeah, that would be the AATF.
The agency of all things fun.
So it's the ATF agency or the agency ATF. Okay. C'est in French there, agency ATF. You put the stuff at the end of the sentence. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Coughing up French.
And they're just going, and it's like part of that one, they do make it clear that's because it's a few of their contacts mentioned about the deliveries because they were with them coming in last minute, they weren't expecting them.
We took some samples from the product that was being produced in the warehouse.
Yeah.
Is there any way you can build or set up like a sniffer to try and detect that kind of thing? If I can get you a sample?
Yeah, because unfortunately, you would need to, potentially a science lab to do that. It's beyond our.
Yeah, okay. No, I just didn't know if you had access to a science lab or not.
They don't have it. They can maybe think of a few contacts, from their days in the FBI, like a lab that does, a private lab that does, that's been spun off by a few guys that were originally agency lab techs, but have went private sector.
I guess technically we know somebody who has a lab in the basement of their building, or is that a hospital? Yeah. But okay. Guess I'm going to City Hall today. What time was his meeting?
Seems to be
No, that's his meeting with Wooster. What time was his meeting with the mayor?
Yeah, noon there.
Okay, very short meeting with Wooster. Okay, all right. Thanks. I'll I'll see if I can do something about this. Thanks.
Okay. While that's going on, Asra, you've probably have spent the previous day dealing with your dad going through like a complete meltdown. He's turned the house into Fort Knox. Okay.
I've been going through the roster of who we had with him.
Oh yeah, he's brought in every single guy that's been reporting. They're out. They're not running around the city. They're back at the family mansion. Okay. And it looks like your dad's preparing for war. They brought, when they came in after they parked in the underground garage, they were bringing up crates there out of the back. It's like, you think you saw a bazooka in one of them?
Like I said, I've been sticking with the roster, trying to find out the information of who we lost. Yes, I have also in the process have.
You touched me.
There you go. I have also in the process have been blowing up the godparents' bloody phones. Because these rosters are missing. And notifying families of potentially their loved ones are disappearing. That's not a good thing to say.
Yeah.
Bob has locked herself in her room.
Oh yeah, she's really shut down the fact that she really cannot complain to your dad initially about all the extra presents in the mansion.
It's not just that she's locked herself in her room, it's the only part in the house she will not smash. We've lost a lot because of her random flying off the handle because of the situation.
Right.
Another reason why a godparent should be here.
Well, I think this is probably how you know that one of those crates had what appeared to be a bazooka, because she had a tantrum.
Yeah.
And she actually just like, you're bringing in these boxes, you're taking up the whole, and she just shoved it and it just broke loose and now it spilled it. I like, for a moment, like everyone was like tense for a moment there,
If this wasn't my normal life, if anybody came in that didn't know, like my friends, they'd swear up and down I was part of a mafia.
No, but
You are.
What? This is family business. It's just a bit cutthroat. There.
But the way the family acts, like from an outside perspective, this would look like we are mafia. To clarify, I don't know what my family does.
Yep.
I just know it's not a mafia.
It's the
Actually,
so you work out that. So your dad basically sent five of his best teams, okay, to the warehouse, okay. So we're talking about 20 folks in total, okay. He has got reports that he's got people report, contacts reporting from morgues, and it looks like he's got at least 12 dead bodies that match descriptions of 20 of those guys. You've got 8 guys, but it's a mixture of different teams that seem to be missing.
I know I would have texted Nara to tell her a heads up description of the missing. And be more precise of what I can give her. Which again, is not fueling my mother's whatever's going on with her.
Right.
But these people need to be tracked down.
Right. Because your dad's just going because what your dad's trying to arrange is he's getting the secondary teams and he's going to be sending some folks to try and retrieve their effects there, because he wants to make sure that, because some of them carried basically keys, let's just call them keys that would allow them access to the mansion there, so he doesn't want them to be falling in the wrong hands.
Yeah, I wouldn't want those either.
Yeah, it's the way he just describes it there. Just because some of these guys that got sent out, they were basically the most trusted guys. They were basically they were tapped for house security. He trusted them to do the job. The guys that are coming in right now to replace them, they're like they're all the contractors that he had all across the country, right? Your dad's been flying them in there like mad.
Yeah, this is the house is like a wrecking ball. And I just have to watch this, but it's
Yeah. So are you wanting to stay in the house, or you want to get out of it? Like,
technically with the way the house is and nobody's really paying attention. Yeah, I do slip out.
you slip out. Okay. Where are you going?
Just walking anywhere. Granted, my phone's on me. I'm constantly blowing somebody's phone up, but yeah, I have to.
Okay. Right. Well, that's going on. Calista.
Trying to get my crap together for this meeting with the FBI. So she goes into the zone.
You get a call. She is your captain there.
Mm-hmm.
And he just goes, okay. I know.
Stop beating around the bush. Just come out and say it.
I'm not sure what to make of this. There's been reports of running gunfights all over yesterday and last night.
Running what?
Gunfights. We've got at least 12 bodies.
Wasn't me this time, Captain. Honest.
What, Wooster?
Wasn't me this time, honest.
From where? I mean, was it centralized or was it all over the city?
Oh, quite well. We're like, one of the fights was actually down in, McDonough, where that factory went up in fire.
Okay.
But there was actually, then there was also there was an incident in Central City there. Also, we had an instant in mid-city. There.
Do we, so the dead bodies, are any of them, is it like part of the gangs? Or is it just
They're not
random-
gang. They're corporate security.
Say what?
Yes, exactly. They're corporate security.
For what company?
That's the thing. So we pulled up the first company was a shell. So we then tried to look at who owned them. They were a shell. It's
But you think it's, these people are all part of the same organization from all over the.
they are. It's literally we don't at the moment. I've got. Let's just say all the equipment they had was the same, right? It's
What do you want me to do? Do you want me to go and talk to the FBI, or do you want me to come in and go over this with you? What,
it's,
I mean, does this trump the meeting with the FBI?
I'm trying to highlight, look, unless they've got, I'm asking them what's the reason for hauling you in, okay? Because
Okay.
I've just put to them, I've got 12 bodies here. I need every cop available to investigate 12 bodies.
Okay,
There.
so, have we gone we haven't gone to the federal building yet, right?
No, you haven't. This is probably about, I'd say the time you're getting this call is about eight, just before you're just getting up before your shift begins there.
Mm.
And he's just going, look,
Okay, so I get up, take my shower, I'm listening to him after the shower, obviously.
Yeah.
And, scarf down my food and I go to the precinct.
right. So your captain's gonna beckon you in, and he's just gonna go, right. I'm not gonna have you look into the gunfight in McDonough because I don't want the feds raising the fuss because they think you've had something to do with that warehouse. Okay. So
But when I go and talk to them, I will bring up these 12 bodies.
look, I'm at the moment, I'm trying to get them to drop the matter for now or give me a good reason why they need to talk to you. Okay. We don't get on. Let's be honest, we don't.
Mm-mm.
But
No.
I don't have enough officers to deal with the crap I've got, and I've got 12 bodies now. I need everybody I've got. Hell, I'm bringing in the traffic cops to do interviews there to free up other officers to actually investigate the scenes. There,
What scene do you want me to investigate?
there seems to have been, an issue in the central city. I think it's going to be the better one. That way, it's also close to where the federal building is. I don't want.
Then I can just kill two birds with one stone.
That's the way I'm looking at it. If I can't get you out of it, I'm not having you spend half your day driving. Exactly. There's no point. It's I'm not going to do. Like, if it was any other day, yeah, I might. If you were on my shit list, yeah, I might get you to do that. But no, there's no point in doing that. 12. I'm not going to do it. It's like, and he just walks off and goes, just slams it. It's gone, what's come to the city? You went mute.
Eyes up here. Eyes up here.
Uh,
Eyes are up here.
he goes, look. It's like, look, I can't. And he just wryly goes, I sometimes wish we were back to the days when you would call me a chauvinistic pig, and I would just call and I would just say you got promoted too fast because of your gender. I miss those days.
Don't even go there, you
Yeah.
chauvinistic pig.
He goes, look.
And I laugh, obviously.
And he goes,
But
yeah.
it's not just because of my gender. I'm really good at what I do. And you know that. My track record proves that. So let's not go there.
He just goes, look. Yeah. Central City, you can look at what's, going on. As I said, I'll try and get you off from the federal investigate. You having to do that chat, or at least delay it to another day when we're not dealing with 12. And he just starts going off again. And it's like, and he goes off on a rant. He goes off on a rant. And he's just going to be like this for the next couple of minutes.
I hear you. She's looking at her watch.
And then he then calms down, and goes, well, you don't need my permission to leave. What?
You're my superior officer.
Yep,
you have to let me go.
Yeah. Just.
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
Okay,
he's got himself in a worked up state, and it's like you as you're leaving, you hear him picking up light, and he's got right what, and he's like, he just hears shouting
I go
as
out
you
to
leave.
my car and I go to the scene of the crime.
Yeah. So when you come to, it's actually a cross section, and we're talking about this place. Actually, ironically, it's about 2 streets down from the federal building, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and what you get is you would automatically recognize one of the because what you've got is you've got a vehicle that's went into a wall, right? The back window. The back of it is just riddled with bullet holes there. Okay. You see other cars around. And again, it looks like there's been a war zone, and you come across, it looks like the bodies of, anyone who got shot has been moved, okay? But what you then found was, so you get, for this one, you see 3 kind of chalk outlines on the actual, on the road there. There's casings all over the place. There's blood splatter there. You see a couple officers. There you actually recognize Officer Rodriguez there, who's a beat cop.
Hey, Rodriguez.
And he goes, yeah.
So were there any witnesses?
This is the thing. Everyone's saying they heard it. But when you're asking about what they see, they they saw this SUV, and he points to the black SUV, which you will recognize as being one of the SUVs that went into the warehouse.
Oh.
Right? So this SUV was coming out. People were saying that individuals were leaning out the window, like they believe there was gunfire coming from this SUV and something. They're saying like
Something.
Well, the way people were saying it, like they were shooting into thin air.
Okay. So I look down at the blood splatter. What do I see?
This isn't the blood splatter. This isn't blood splatter from someone getting shot with a normal bullet. The best way I could describe it, you think there's been like it looks like someone's actually like was carrying a bucket of blood and tripped. It's like, you know. And he goes, Rodriguez is he's actually holding the phone and he's just going, I'm not sure, have you ate? How hearty was your breakfast?
I have an iron stomach. Let's go.
And he goes, well, enjoy. And he just passes it to you. You can see he's a bit green there, you know, and he's like going, and you pull open the file and you can see the actual, like the photos there. You don't know what's happened. It's like one of the guys has had his arm ripped off. Okay.
Well, a gun would not do that type of damage. I say out loud, and then I scroll through and then you know. And what else do I see?
The next guy you come across, like it's like his entire, like all these guys were, you know, they're in black tactical gear, right? But this one is an entire Kevlar bulletproof vest is just being ripped open, and his entrails is being like pulled out. And from the picture, it looks like it got pulled out quite a bit of a distance there. And then the other one is like the guy, the last one there. So there's like 3 bodies recovered from the scene. The last one is basically was kneeling upright, okay, but the head's been twisted the wrong way, 180. So you just see the bulges.
So the first one was disarmed.
Yep.
Second one was disemboweled.
Yeah.
And the third one was a disco ball.
I'm basically, and like Rodriguez comes back and he says, these guys were shooting, people are saying these were shooting in thin air. And all that happened, and thin air did that to them.
Well, if someone was shooting at you, when you want to disarm them?
I pull out my phone and I take pictures of the pictures.
Yeah.
And I put it on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, interesting. And so I look around, and with my tactical training, where would a person or a thing be in order to do that type of damage?
When you look at the photos, there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the photos are quite together up, and like the initial notes are like, it's like there's nothing to indicate fire. You know, the only reports are indicating the only gunfire that was going off was theirs. Okay, there was no other gunfire apart. The only, because it seems to be everyone's reporting, it was only their guns that were getting reported.
No, what I was saying is that not from the photos, but I'm at the scene.
Yeah.
So looking at the scene, where the person has
This is the bit I'm coming at. So I'm kind of coming to it. So that was the first bit that Rodriguez made sure to note. But it's just when you're looking at the bodies and you're looking at it, what you're actually seeing is with some of the blood splatter, it looks like there's been like a void in some of those places. Like there had been something blocking the spray of the blood. So it looks like the kills have been up close.
I look at Rodriguez, I said, did you take pictures of this void area where there should be blood? And I'm going through the pictures and I don't see them. It seems like somebody or something was there, and I stand in the spot. Well, not in the spot, but I point to the spot. And it's like right there, and I point. Do you see this?
And he goes, yeah, I see it. I'm going, look, this is what the crime scene investigators took there. This is the copies that I was able to, I took it off their flash just so it's ready for you to view there, but I'm not sure. They might have extra, I don't know.
So what I do is with my phone, I take pictures of the void area from different angles.
Yep.
So I can study it later.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Rodriguez, what do you think occurred here? Have you ever seen something like this before?
And he goes, no. I'll be honest with you, Detective, no. It's like, don't get me wrong, I've seen gangbang shootings, I've seen, sorry, gangbangers shoot up a place, yeah, but
gangland shootings, maybe,
yeah, sorry. Whoops. Rodriguez doesn't.
What kind of bullets are used in a gangbang shooting?
Rubber.
So I'm like,
sperm?
Sorry. Right. Gangland shooters back is our. Don't know what. Whoops. This should be an outtake, right? Right.
Yeah.
So no, he just goes, look, as I said, it's like this would look like, like the worst case of a gang fight, they're like, don't get me wrong, like Voodoo Boys, they do like their machetes there.
Yeah, but this wasn't caused by machete.
Well, exactly.
It's not a
and also, this is the thing. That's the guys. From what we saw, what these guys appear to be corporate security from the ID, and what you've got is on the actual. He pulls out from the file three different actual business cards. With different names on them, for the individuals, but all of them have got security contractor, Aegis Security. on them.
Take photos of those
Yeah. So
cards.
you've got that. They're then going, okay, and he's going, so I don't expect these sort of guys to be involved in this sort of violence. That's the first thing. The second thing is he goes, look, he pulls out one of the plates. He goes, this came out of one of the bulletproof vests, out of the bulletproof vest of the second victim there.
Mm-hmm.
And he shows the plate and he goes, like, I've never seen anything do that to this.
So what do I see?
So what he's showing is, it's Kevlar vest, but it's also had metal and ceramic plates put in to help it with other things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically everything there looks like it's been just cut through like it's like hot knife through butter.
Is it 1 or 2 or 3 cups?
From what he's showing you, you can't ascertain it from what remains from there, but from the gashes on the body from the picture, looks like there was potentially 3 cuts.
Or 3 claws. Meaning, like, do
you say that out loud?
Yes.
Or do you just go, there's no animal, there's no claw that could do that. I mean, that.
I know. But when you look at the type of damage that has occurred, things that you don't think could be possible may be possible.
It's at this point, Rodriguez is just going to, okay, Sherlock, there.
Excuse me?
Sorry, detective. Right.
And that's why you're a patrol and I'm a detective.
Right. But so what are you saying? I'm going to be on the lookout for something?
I have no idea. I am just thinking out loud and thinking, honestly, a tiger, think about it. A tiger can chew off an arm, disembowel a person.
Well, I'll we'll put an APB out for Tony the Tiger. Okay, detective. Okay. And he just goes, right, no, sorry.
Excuse me, I'm just giving you, thinking outside the box, like I said.
Fair enough. It's like.
However.
Yeah, it's.
Just an animal.
Well, this is the thing. According to your eyewitnesses, this animal has to be invisible because no one saw it. They saw that happen to them. They just didn't see what did it to them.
Well, yeah, that would definitely blow that theory. Okay, noted.
Inviso tiger.
Or where were they standing when it happened? because of the fact that,
There he goes. We have one eyewitness saying that we've got a few eyewitnesses from that coffee shop over there.
The one that's closed due to COVID?
Well, by that coffee shop, that was still they were doing.
So how, what if it was a ninja that was all dressed in black? Of course it appeared like nothing was there. I'm just giving, like I said, think outside the box. Think outside the box.
Well, it's like, so he turns and he goes, it's just as he's going, you see Rodriguez just look over your shoulder and goes, detective, did you invite the feds here?
No, I did not. It's not time for our meeting yet. As I turn around and look at the feds.
Yeah, so you have an agent in black suit, black tie, dark glasses, widow's peak there. He goes, I'm Agent Smith.
Is that Agent Black?
And he's just
I'm sorry.
And he goes, your captain advised me that you would be here.
Yes.
He's asked that we not bother with the interview that we're asking to do, but I think it still needs to be done. So instead of us asking you to come into our office, if you mind just we have the conversation in my vehicle there.
No, we can do it out here.
There's no need to involve the good officer here.
I would feel safer. As I smile.
And he just goes, okay.
I look at Rodriguez. I'm like, Rodriguez, just step back a little bit. We're having a private.
Rodriguez just goes, yep, sure, detective. And he just goes, I think, he just sits on the bonnet of his patrol car and goes, I think this will be a nice place for me to have my coffee and donut there, and he just intentionally slurps the coffee as loud as he can, And he goes, oh, I'm sorry, was I distracting you guys?
I like that.
I'll try and be I'll try and be a wee bit quieter. Sorry about that. And then just continues to go, try and slurp it up again. There, I don't have liquid to do it,
And Calista is trying very hard not to smirk and laugh.
Yeah.
Yes, Agent Smith. Go on. What questions do you have for me?
Oh, I'm wondering what was your interest? As of yesterday, a warehouse in McDonough was set on fire. Inside was
I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, terrible!
There was actually the company that owns it was running a contract for PPE for the state and the federal government.
Okay.
So and some of the equipment that was lost, that was damaged in the fire, was federal property. So we're just wanting to know, we're looking into everyone that was showing an interest in the building.
Well, I was showing an interest early that day because one of my neighbors ended up getting murdered,
Mm-hmm.
and he used to work at that building.
Right.
So that's the only interest that I have with that building. I was trying to find out more about where he worked, because I thought that there was a correlation between where he worked and his murder.
They just go. We're talking about the tragic circumstances with Mr. Devereaux. There.
Yes.
No. We've had, unfortunately, we're sorry to hear about his passing, but from our own investigation, yes, he previously did work with he worked for the previous owner of that warehouse. But the warehouse for 3 years was unoccupied, wasn't used. It's only been recently purchased, and it was actually by the new owners who've got, as I said, state and government contracts. There, I can't go into any more detail.
We already went over that, and like I said, the main reason why I was there was because of Mr. Devereaux's passing, and I was trying to go down the line of where he had been for the last week that may have caused him, and he did go there in the last week. So that was the main interest that I had in that building. Is there anything else that you need from me, Agent Smith?
And he just goes, well, just out of curiosity, apart from yourself, no one else seemed to.
What?
You didn't by any chance see anyone else show an interest in the building? Just because, as I said, you had a line of questioning, but from what I was led to understand, you were asking your captain to sign off and go to a judge on a search warrant.
Yes, that is correct, because the guard at the front wouldn't even allow me to enter for no reason, even though it was a person that had already been there during the week. And I asked to speak to the manager, and he would not allow me to speak to the manager. That to me was very suspicious.
He just goes, look, all it is at the moment, I've got my boss that's breathing down my neck.
Why?
Because as I said, government property went up in smoke.
It's PPE. It is PPE. Go purchase more PPE. What's the big issue with PPE?
Because there is not enough of it. It's all being bought at the moment.
And he just goes, you do realize that there is a pandemic, there is concerns about this. There's talk about this being potentially domestic terrorism. We're trying to stop Homeland, the guys in Homeland getting involved in this. We're trying to keep it on. We're trying not to bandy the word terrorism here.
Okay. I go on with your propaganda and everything. And she just puts her hands up in the air, and it's like, you know what? I have 12 murders that I have to deal with, and you're worried about PPE. Seriously? I want to know who killed these people. And you're asking me about PPE? Seriously? Dude, I cannot give you any more information. I've given you all the information that I have. Why don't you talk to the owner of the building?
Oh, we already have.
And what did they say?
Why do you think we're talking to you? Because you're the only person that showed an interest in the building before it went up in smoke.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. I had an investigation that I was working on, and I don't know how. Maybe they, a sprinkler went off, or there was a fire in there. I have no idea. Maybe whoever was working that night.
One last question, Detective. Where were you two nights ago?
I was meeting with my CI.
And would I be able to corroborate? Would you be able to tell me which CI that was, so I can corroborate that with them?
Pickpocket. I don't know where he is right now. We were both startled by the explosion. And yes, we did see the explosion.
So you were in the area when that happened?
Yes, I told you that.
No, you said you were in the area for talking to the security guard, but you didn't mention that you were there when it went up in flame.
I was not there on the premises when it went up.
So where?
I was across the street talking to my CI.
Right. And did you choose that location to meet up, or did he choose the location?
I did, because it was about Mr. Devereaux and his whereabouts for the last week.
Okay. He's just gonna go.
I'm trying to investigate a murder, sir, of Mr. Devereaux, and now I have 13 bodies. I have Mr. Devereaux's murder, and now I have 12 others.
I think I'm potentially. You're getting off at me about PPE. There were security guards at that warehouse. Their bodies, we have not yet found those security guards.
They didn't make it to the hospital?
So this is why I'm getting. So there's at least 4 people. I'm looking for any information because there's 4 families who are wondering where their husbands, brothers, or sons have went.
If that's the case, and I get very close to Mr. Smith, Agent Smith, if that's the case, sir, you don't have jurisdiction over the murders. Because if you're saying it's a murder instead of an accident.
I am not saying at the moment there's been a murder. I'm saying there's 4 people missing. There's government property destroyed. I at least would want to, if it was an accident, there should be bodies. Or they should be in the hospital.
Are you saying I haven't been in there. I don't know. They should be at the hospital is what I was thinking. Or in the morgue.
So the way I'm looking at it, anyone who was potentially there might be able to tell me what happened to those 4 individuals.
Well, honestly, that's something I don't know. I was not there. I was across the street when I saw the building go up.
He's just going, right. At the moment, I'll leave you to this, detective. As I said, I've got other fires to deal with, let alone, as you said, PPE there. But we may come back to this there.
Okay. Okay, so can I, investigate murders? Okay, thank you. And I just, wait. And I pull out my card. I'm like, here's my card. So you can get in touch with me. You don't have to go through my captain.
Yeah,
He's
but
in something.
yeah, but procedure says I should do it for your captain.
Okay. Turn around and I go back to Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm. And like Rodriguez is just going, he's literally slurping that. There's no coffee left. That coffee was gone like 5 minutes ago. He's literally doing that to it, Just, and he goes, that was nice.
Yes, thank you so much. I pat him on the shoulder. I'm like, thank you.
Oh,
And I laugh.
What was Man in Black wanting there?
Something about PPE, and I'm like,
The warehouse fire?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
There's riots. There was a riot last week.
Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. That's why I got a little pissy.
Oh God, feds.
Anyway, so
like I know how you Americans, Canadians like to think your where you live is all big and fancy and all that, and like everything in the old world is all small. But just because we're on paper we're smaller and closer, and it doesn't mean that we know every other person in the country.
By the way, you said that all
and I've got that American life going, really? You sure about that?
And you said that all on live. Congratulations.
Wow. See, folks, people wonder why
we are online, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we are.
And people wonder why GMs like to do total party kills. This is why, folks. This is why. It's for the transgressions against the GM.
Not my fault.
Do I need to shed a tear now for you or later?
Right. So.
Not my fault.
Right. Sla. Margot, pickpocket. Napoleon. Dynamite. Whatever name you're going by these days.
Yeah, I'm thinking about using an artist, Nom de Bloom. I'm thinking something forestry, something with a bit of anger into it, but a nice little flowing out of the mouth name. So how about the Wooster Redwood?
Wow. Right. It's
Rooster Wedwood.
Yes.
So you're coming to. So are you actually going to meet up with Slatherman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before he does,
Mm-hmm.
I know that the what's his face, Slatherman is meeting with the mayor at 12.
Mm-hmm.
I want to call to arrange for a quick meeting with the mayor around 11:45.
Yeah, you're actually able to organize that.
Okay.
It's like the secretary has, we do apologize, Mr. Ken. The mayor's in a meeting at the moment. It's just taking a bit longer than what you thought it would take you. He'll get to you as soon as possible. Yeah.
I was like calling earlier in the morning to arrange.
Well, they've arranged it, but when you come to there,
he's
the meeting that he already had is overrunning. But she said she's asked. He's actually asked me, "Do you want tea, coffee?"
No, I'm fine, thanks. You think I'm going to drink anything that comes from? Never mind.
It's
they're inferior production devices.
yeah. So the time goes by, and it's like the actual hour. It's past quarter. It's past quarter two. It's getting to about maybe 5 to, and then you start actually hearing voices getting a bit raised in the office, and you just hear the mayor just say, "Right, that look, we'll have to continue this later. Out, guys, out." And out gets shuffled, and you see quite a few other congressmen.
Congressmen, eh?
Other congressmen?
Not congressmen, councilmen, sorry.
Okay.
City councilmen, I should say, not Congress. No. So city councilmen coming out there, and
Make a note of which ones.
Well, this is the ones that you're seeing.
Oh, so there's invisible ones as well. Okay.
Oh, no. Right. So the people that you see there is a bit of an eclectic group, because there's there's of course people that would be, normally stand against your interests. But mixed in it is one or two allies of yours. And that the people that they're standing with, it's piqued your interest because you're wondering what the hell has to be going on that's got them all allied together.
Well, given they were arguing earlier, maybe they're not allied.
Well, this is a thing. The bit that you heard, it sounded like the argument was more like they seem to be arguing against the mayor. And the mayor was putting an end to it.
Enough of your tomfoolery, Toms.
Mm-hmm.
And fools.
So, but the mayor sees you and he goes, Kent, right, you have to come in, but let's just say my social calendar is just blowing up with everything that's going on.
Yeah, that was kind of an interesting group you had with you.
Yeah. Well, you've heard about the violence yesterday in the city.
Violence?
Yeah, there
was the explosion.
Oh, that was the night before. I'm talking about in the early hours of the morning, but during the day. I mean, just a load of gunfights.
Oh,
or what appears to be, gunfights, but there's bodies on the street. I mean, the police are investigating at least 12 bodies. There's 12 bodies. The police chief.
Oddly, I didn't trip over any on the way in.
And he goes, "Yeah, don't." And he just goes. You just see him go. You just see him go white. And he goes, "Please don't make that joke." No, after the day I've had, please don't make that joke, Kent. And it's like, this last thing I need is a body in the city hall to deal with. It's basically
thinking to myself, I'm going, that could be arranged. Slatherman's going to be here soon.
He's just going, no, they're basically, all of them are up in arms because basically they're wanting to know what am I doing to plan to keep the city safe?
Any concept of how the killings were related?
This is the thing, as the police are still looking into it. We're trying to even ascertain who these people are because they're not coming up affiliated with any gang there. It seems to be discussion about them maybe being private security, but is there a question of private security for whom? You know?
And what would they be protecting?
That's the thing. No. Anyway,
did you actually, this is a question for you, John. How much do I trust the mayor?
The mayor, I would say, for a long time, he's honest. There, he's a political animal. He wants to. You believe that he wants to achieve change for the city for the greater good, but he's also a political animal in that he knows that sometimes,
man's gotta do what man's gotta do.
He's a great he is also a great believer in the ends justify the means. The ends justify the means sort of character. There. So it's like knowing that if you've wanted to keep him on the straight and narrow, you've had to really make the character on your end look sometimes a wee bit tastier than the other carrots that other interested groups are offering there.
Okay.
It's you're just because it's actually you've been trying to actually get them not just to do things that need to be done, but also sometimes, in the short term, they might seem to be the wrong things, but in the long term, there's going to be benefits there. But you've got other interests that are they're just looking at the short term there. So you're having to come up with ways to make him give him the courage basically to take.
And I'm going to also assume he doesn't know anything about my.
Oh no, he doesn't know about your extracurriculars.
That's the exact word I was going to use.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Yes. Yeah,
Ken, yeah. I forgot what his name was. I've heard some interesting things from various sources. And one of them was.
Let me guess, Slatherman?
Well, I don't know. That warehouse?
I don't know what's going on there.
Was not storing or producing PPE.
What? Well, all I can tell you, Ken, I don't know what that thing was storing, but I would then say
it was flammable.
Let's be honest. The way I put it, you want to stay away from it because from the way I just had a call with the governor yesterday, right?
Okay.
And he's not happy there.
And is he happy?
Because he's saying that there was some, state property in that warehouse along with, federal property of some kind.
Thinking to myself, so the state and feds are into drug running. Okay.
And basically, they're wondering what's going on. Is like I've got at the moment the governor is talking about. I've literally just got them to pull back the National Guard after the these riots.
Yeah.
And he's talking about putting them back on the street. I mean, warehouse fires happen, God damn it.
Yep.
And he's treating it like he was using the word domestic terrorism.
Blowing up a warehouse doesn't seem like a terrorist act.
They're not. I don't know what they're not. He's not said what was in there. The most I get out of it is PPE, and Slatherman's company seems to be. They seem to be the ones that owned it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if they were.
I think I already knew that, but okay.
So.
Okay. The other piece of information I received just today was that there were some deliveries made from that warehouse before it blew up, obviously, to some rather interesting locations around the city. The federal building.
There's
okay,
something.
You listed a bunch, and all I can remember
the federal, the hospital, the police.
Oh, the hospital, the police station, and here.
City Hall.
Well, yeah, exactly.
And City Hall, yeah.
I was going to get to list that one last. I just couldn't remember the middle ones.
And he's just going there. Yeah, there was some mandate from the state government. Their delivery of vital supplies there in this current ongoing state of emergency there. From the way they made it sound like it was just like extra, it was extra supplies of like potential PPE, antiseptics, that sort of stuff. They were trying to
sending them to the hospital makes sense, but City Hall and the federal building.
There is basically they're mandating that they don't want also the organs of government to shut down. I did try to argue if that was going to be more use for the hospital. I did try to argue it, but basically the state ran this over my head. They said, no, this is.
You know how I can't think of the appropriate term that is politically correct, but how little details make me squirm. The word I was thinking of, anal retentive, but
it's just when you. Sorry, okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to break you. Is there any way I can get you to give access to me or my people in this case to the security video from when that was delivered? I really want to know where that stuff went.
If it was any other day, yeah, I would just get you because I'm curious what's going on myself, but it's literally.
Because there's no way I'm going to get that information from the federal building. Well, I have friends at the police department. They're not tech related. They just carry around cats.
Why are you so interested in this stuff?
Just because I know it's not PPE.
Are you saying that you think, when you're saying it's not PPE, what do you think it is?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Is that?
But think of it as, for example, drugs or something like that. Perhaps drugs would be the most accurate description.
Right. So you think then there was a legal operation of some kind?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So, okay. I know we've joked about, the way Slammer runs it. We wouldn't be surprised if he was a drug kingpin. I know we've made that joke there in private.
Both of us, yes.
Yeah. But the governor? I mean, because this seems to have the state involved in this also.
Well, you mentioned that the state had property in the warehouse.
Yeah, there's still don't
So
tell
what is
me
the governor? Why is the governor caring about deliveries within your city from some random warehouse in the middle of nowhere?
Okay.
I know you're curious too.
Give me a second.
Or your middle name wouldn't have been George. I don't know if it's George.
He just goes, right. You know that doesn't work. And he starts dialing the number. He goes, right.
I am trying to impress him with the importance of this.
Oh no, he just goes, right, get me the police commissioner. Hey, Jeff. No, that's fine. The warehouse that went up in fire. Who is there? I know you're saying the feds are looking over it, and I know at the moment we've got a lot of going on, and we kind of just let them run over us. Okay. Have they actually shown us anything to indicate that it is their jurisdiction? Because it's, for all we know, it's just a warehouse in our city, our jurisdiction. I want to know, because let me put it this way, Jeff, it's like I just had the state governor give me an arse kicking on a random warehouse going up in smoke just because I had PPE in it. There's warehouse fires all the time. And the way I look at it is like if it was, every other time there, he wouldn't bat an eyelid. He would just tell the state accountant to go to the insurance company to get a claim in. So no, if whoever you had, can you look into who's looking into it? I think I want to know any information you've got on that building and what's going on there. I want that on my desk tomorrow morning, first thing. Okay. Well, let's put it this way: if the feds bitch about it, they can come and arrest me. There, you just send them my direction. I'll make sure all the newspapers are here to have it up on 6 o'clock news when they arrest the elected mayor of the city for asking questions. Right. Puts it down and he says, well, that's what I can do at the moment. He got saying not a lot of information, sad, because basically the way he puts it is like barely before his guys could even start getting in there, it's literally the Fed stepped in. The only people that really maybe had a good look at it were the arson, the arson investigators.
Oh, I thought you meant the arsonist. Okay. Yeah, they probably had a pretty good look at it too. But
arson
if only we could find out who that was.
So so he's going to have to be talking to the fire chief. Okay. To get
so was there any way I could get access to that security information?
You're saying some of that stuff was delivered here.
Well, you even said it was delivered here.
Yeah.
I want to know who it was delivered to.
Yeah, you're right. No, as I said, I knew there was stuff getting delivered to certain. As I said, the idea was to help keep the, basically the body of government operating there and all this sort of stuff. Give me a second. He does another number and he goes, He goes, right, Bill. I mean, there's no need. It's just a quick question. Who's on the desk for deliveries? 2 days ago, was it? Yeah, 2 days ago. Who there been 7 deliveries there? Do you know anything about a delivery of PPI? Who signed that and where was that sent? Where was that stored? Right, he's just like, listening. Like, I know that was your day off, Bill, but it's like, can you ask around there? And it's like, you can get back to me when you've got that information, but okay. And he just puts the phone down and he just goes, okay. Property manager, there he's going to look at it there. As he says, that was his day off, so he wasn't there to sign on for it. He vaguely knows what I'm talking about because people mentioned about such a delivery, but he's trying to find out who would know more about it or where it's been.
Yeah, but the thing is, if I had the security video, I could follow it through the building and find out where it actually ended up.
Yeah, but we're not. Yeah, I can ask. I can basically tell the security to show it to you, but he's gonna bitch about this. Why can't you have come in with something nicer today? You could have came in and tell me you've got me booked. 5-day vacation, all expenses paid, somewhere else in the world. Away from this.
This is your city. You shouldn't try to escape it while things are going on.
I know that, but it's like everyone.
I can get you a good tea time, but
it's just everyone is just looking to pass the buck to me at the moment. They don't want the responsibility for what's going on. It's like this. Outbreak's got them all spooked. They don't know what's going on. So they don't know. They're treating it like the world's coming to an end.
Well, if you can put me in touch with your security guy, I might be able to convince him to.
Well, yeah, you're gonna. All right, he just gives. All right. He goes,
rhymes with tribe, starts with B. I didn't say that out loud, sorry.
Right, he just goes, look, down the hall, take the next right, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Then down that hall, the next right is the head of security's office. His name's Gibbs. Okay.
Leroy Jethro.
Oh, you know him?
but only by his
he was there. Okay. Okay, yeah, just let him know I'm coming. And
he probably already knows you're coming. That's the
he bugs your office?
That's
he
what
bugs your office too, you mean?
I don't think he bugs, he just knows there.
Gut feeling, okay. All right, I'll head. Thanks, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Ken, I should say. And
while you're doing that, Wooster.
Yeah, it is I, Wooster.
You're well, in the style of Barat.
Yes, it is I. From Kazakhstan.
So you walk into the hall, into the main entrance hall for City Hall there. And you just see, just waiting for you, it's just Slatherman. Just standing, he goes, ah.
Sla is wearing the most American outfit. Oh,
I would say no matter what kind of face you've. Why am I thinking he's going to get the Make Earth Great Again baseball cap?
Because that's what he's getting. We know him.
Anyone else want to take any other bids
Yes.
on what he's getting?
Yes, you were right.
Right.
Like baggy shorts, t-shirt that is on, and the famous blue cap of the mega movement.
Yeah. He just goes, okay. I think no matter, this is the thing, he just instantly locks onto you. Okay. And he just goes, it's nice to meet you. Finally put a face to the name. Or a face to one of the many names to one of the many faces there, I should say.
By that logic, you might as well say you got a face for quite the many names.
Yes. So, and he lifts up a briefcase and he goes, in here is some information on a creature that showed some interest in your associate Anubis and ambushed him and took an object off him. He is actually still in the city.
Ooh.
There.
Gimme.
And he just passes the item. He goes, what I've given you is enough that would allow you to track the creature. What you do with it is up to yourself, but I hope there that I can then persuade you.
Oh, I see.
And what you do is you pull it out, and on there is
Nina.
It's not even like a dossier. It's just simply a manila envelope there, and then there is actually a clump of hair.
Oh, Mr. Slatherman, I didn't know you were such a fan.
And he just goes, I'm sure you can track it with that.
What do I look like? A bloodhound? Ooh, I should try that one day. That actually sounds quite interesting.
The other thing I would just ask is...
Ask anything. Answers are not guaranteed.
I just ask, and me giving you this aid, that you do not interfere in my endeavors in the city.
I will oblige to the deal we made. You provided your end, I will provide my end.
And he just goes, and he puts out his hand, and he just goes, so you will walk away from aiding Officer Calista, Mr. Kent?
I will step away from Mrs. Calista and Mr. Kent. Oh, it was actually the other way around. I will step away from Mr. Kent and Miss Calista.
You will step away from them?
Correct. This was the bargain you made.
And he just go, you're going to step away from them. You're not going to aid them in any way.
I will not. I will step away from them.
Walks up to us, steps away. Barking
He's
complete.
just going.
That was the third time. It was a through.
He's just looking at it and he just goes, "You don't want to make a fool of me."
Mr. Slatham, do you really think me to be capable of doing that to you?
And he just looks at you and he just goes, "I think you try."
Interesting take on it.
But let me make it be clear to you. I've offered a hand of friendship there. I do not want to interfere in the affairs of your people or yourself. I've aided you in that. That's why I'm willing to aid you in that regards. But I just ask that you and your kind do not interfere in the actions of my kind.
Unfortunately, I have no authority to speak for the Earl King.
I'm hoping that you might not be able to speak to him.
I can speak to him.
You'll be able to. Let me clarify this because I know you'll like to play with words. I know you're able to speak to him. I know you can't speak on his behalf or with his authority, but you can potentially suggest a course of action that he might be willing to entertain.
That might be within my powers.
And that's all I ask. There.
It's a mighty big of an ask.
Well, concerned that hopefully with this information, you will actually fulfill the task he's given to you.
That is a very big hope indeed.
So if I help you in achieving your task that he's given to you, it's no consequence if you talk to him on my behalf.
Now, let us see if your information pans out before we consider any future deals.
Fair enough. As I said, the further should track you to who took the item. If you're quick enough, you should be able to intercept him or it. I don't know how it identifies itself there, but
Well, once we are done with it, probably ash. But we'll see. Elkin might have something else in mind. Thank you for the piece of furniture. And have a nice day, Mr. Slotherman.
yes. And it's like, and he just goes, yeah, I do need to attend to another meeting, but hopefully it's been nice dealing with yourself, and hopefully it'll be the beginning of a more fruitful relationship there.
Oh, there's always hope, the humans say.
Mm-hmm. It's like, and he just goes, come on, now they're humans. Both of us were a wee bit more than that. Greater than them. Why should they hold us down?
I didn't say they hold us down. I said that's what they say.
Uh-huh.
A different argument for a different day, Mr. Slaughterman.
Yes. And he walks away there. And then as he walks away, you see two men in grey suits will just come up behind him, basically bodyguards there, to make sure just to cover his back as he moves away from you. Mm-hmm.
He does have a big backside to cover.
Wow. Okay. Asra. There. Who's been patiently waiting.
I was able to even eat.
Yep. So, yeah. So you've been walking about there. Your phone starts to vibrate. It's your father.
It's your water again.
She cringes but picks it up. Yes.
Right. Can I just ask, where in this goddamn earth did you decide to run off to in the middle of a crisis?
One, I don't know what the sick crisis is. Two, I've been trying to find those people. Three, I am not dealing with mom destroying the house, but even though she's confined to her room right now. Four, do I continue?
What do you mean you're out to find the missing folks?
I'm out looking.
And it's just as you're saying that, the phone starts to off.
I know my dad paid the bill.
And you see it's kind of like it's spazzing out. You try calling them back, it gets through, and it's and again.
Well, I'm gonna click it, look at it, go. Okay, I've got battery. It says I have cell service. Hit the airplane mode. Still saying the same things.
Basically, it's like, you ever seen like a display when you pass like a magnet nearby it and it kind of spazzes?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like that is the best way. Like moments the screen is quite clear and then it's like and then all over the place.
Oh joy.
Mm-hmm.
Always be cautious when your father vibrates, but be worried be worried when he crackles.
Oh, no.
Well, that's what you said earlier. Your father vibrate, yeah.
This is correct. Is correct.
Out of content is not what we're going for. Anyway.
This is where the stream will end tonight while the GM has to mentally recover for the next week.
And a half.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's going to be, isn't it?
It's probably actually going to take 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot you guys are doing another game instead. Right.
Bureaucratic Citri decided to start following us. Thank you.
Oh, hello. Okay. So what can I get you, Asra, can I get you to do an intellect roll?
Yes, you can.
Please. It's what you're getting is that you're feeling you don't know what this is, that you're spooked. Okay. You can feel goosebumps going up your arm. You're feeling a tingle down your spine. You feel like you're being watched. But it's just every time you turn around to look behind you or look around, you're not seeing anything. You see that there's a few people on the street. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But they always seem to be, keeping to themselves. No one seems to be paying attention to you. There's a few cars here and there. But again, they seem to be, the cars are just going because of how, because most people aren't, there's the kind of lockdown going on. It's not as gridlock as it is. So it's basically cars are able to go at speed. They're not having to be at a crawl. Okay. So from your own lookout, there should be nothing here that should be stopping us or causing an issue with your phone. What you do know is when you've been going into certain shops to, you've had an interest in potential occult and the supernatural, and you've heard stories about how when, people actually say if someone's potentially running magic there or they're doing some with magical effects, it can cause issues with technology.
That is true.
So that's where your mind's going with, but it's literally. But at the same time, normally when you see this sort of stuff, it's a lot of the people are just saying, well, when you try to ask about, well, what is the kind of effect? Is it seems to vary, it could be the machine just blows up in front of you or just doesn't work or it just spasses out. Because
I'm in a park right now.
Right.
I'm walking across the street to the local graveyard.
I'm walking on sunshine.
Right. So as you're
beware the invisible Tony the Tiger.
So literally going from the park to the graveyard, like if the phone's not working here, it might work somewhere else.
Right. Okay. As you go into this graveyard, you go for a gate, right? And you close the gate, and you start walking away, and then for a moment, you just hear a massive bang against the gate.
Blind Tony the Tiger, invisible.
And you see the gate. The gate actually swings open, and you kind of see a kind of like a flash. Okay, as if someone's trying to cross.
Flash.
You're seeing like a flash of light as something tries to walk,
like a shimmer effect.
Yeah.
Okay.
As it tries to move under, through the gate, but it's like just held there. And you just see like this, again, more shimmers effect as that looks like something it's kind of like boom.
So because Astra sees this, she goes, I guess you're not from New Orleans.
And you just hear kind of growling there.
But is my phone working again?
You get the phone's working, but it's glitching, but not as much. There.
Is it enough that I can actually send out a text?
Who do you want to send a text to?
Straight to my dad of where I am.
So they,
I'm not gonna tell him what's like hanging out in front of my face, but I'm gonna tell him where I'm located. It's more of a mechanism, as even from a young age. Dad's always said, go to the nearest graveyard. Always go through the gates. Always do this.
it's like, so he's just, so he's actually, yeah, he's talking about that, and he's,
So now that I've sent the text of where I'm located, I'm looking at this possible invisible thing at the gate, just staring right at it. I know it's still there.
yeah. You get a text back and it just says, are the gates locked?
No, I banged it right open. I'm like, at this point, sitting on the ground, just staring out at the gate.
He goes,
Like I'm saying the doors were locked when I got there. I went through, told him that type of stuff, but I relocked them as I went through. But now the gates are open, and I'm just sitting in the center of the cemetery looking at the gates. That's all I'm telling him. I'm not telling him that I'm seeing a random invisible thing growling at me.
He's just going to say, look, as I said, look, when I told you about going to the graveyards, you close the gates behind you, dear.
The gate is closed. It opened back up. And that's all she says.
You just get one word. Run. Because, and as you're getting that, it's like you're getting a smack, and it's literally, you're seeing a, flashing of light occur. And then it's like, suddenly you get another smash that where it used to be kind of bright white light there, it's getting redder and redder in tone, and you've seen that the actual where these flashes of light are coming from, it's where it used to be from underneath the gate, it's actually moving further and further in towards the cemetery.
Yeah, I'm hopping my butt. I'm going out the back way.
There.
I'm not that stupid, but yes, that text and seeing what I'm seeing, I'm booking.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's going on. All right, Wooster.
Yeah.
Right.
So I got a piece of hair, and I need to track it.
Yeah.
I do remember there was one fella with a pretty decent nose. I was very interested in the fate of its brother. So I want to take a visit with him.
Right, sorry. Run that by me again. There.
The brother of the deceased had a very big nose and more of a bloodhound than I am.
All right, okay. So there's a bar in like downtown New Orleans. Okay.
New Orleans.
That, it's in the middle of like an alleyway. That's where the entrance is. And it's like one of these kind of basement bars. And this place seems not to have got the city ordinance that it's meant to have closed down because it's packed to the gills. Okay. And as you kind of walk through there's you eventually come across the person you're looking for. And he's just looking up and he goes, oh no. I said the last time we had business, never again. Never again.
No, but you're the best of the business.
Best of the business doesn't cover me getting my arse bitten off. There. You didn't say anything about goddamn gators.
Well, that's because I didn't know about them at the time. Well, then my lessons. I'll keep my eye out on the gators next time.
Yeah, no, seriously. Everyone, you did not pay enough to cover for the mental anguish that everyone in this bar gave me for, I mean, seriously, butt donuts to sit on. There, and it's just
Slop places
saying that the place just starts giggling their heads off, and bursts out.
As he's saying that, Slop places a manila envelope on the table. It's thick.
And he just goes. He's like kind of looking at it. And he's going, can I get you to do?
Oh, that's it. That's Kent's money. so some petty cash Kent had laying around in the office.
How? Right, hold up. Are you?
Yes.
It's the amount of money that when Kent looks into the safe, Kent goes like,
I'm wondering, has actually still been dipping into Kent's accounts?
Yes.
I want to actually see. Can I get both of you gentlemen to do a roll?
What would you like?
I'm thinking it's going to be possibly guile for Wooster to try and hide the theft. Okay. And it's going to be like a focus maybe, or an intellect to pick up on the theft.
Oh. Okay.
On your account. It's basically whoever, if say someone was to win, I'm going to, before you roll, I'll actually, if Wooster wins this, okay, he'll be able to say he actually is taking wealth out of your pocket to actually pay for the service. Okay. So I'm happy for you to actually do, rerolls and all that sort of stuff and play for him, folks, if you can, to try and up this. Okay. Because Wooster could spend a lot of money here.
In one way, Kent doesn't care.
Yeah.
But in the other way, it's like he earned it. It's his. He's more than willing to spread it around, but he wants to know where it's going.
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, I understand that. This is why I think I don't think the way it's going to be, it's like if you roll high enough and you beat Wooster, right? It's going to be okay. Whatever he's been able to take, it's going to be so much loose change there. You wouldn't have noticed it because it would have just been seen as, oh, that's just a normal.
A round up error.
Basically, yeah. It was the business is your business is raking in so much money that they would expect that that amount of error. The accountants would just go, yeah, that's normal loss.
Should we roll now?
Yeah.
So should it be intellect for me to pick up the smart ones which Kent wouldn't want?
I would say it's more guile. You're trying to hide a theft here.
Okay.
So if you guys,
I'm waiting for him to roll.
Oh,
That's a -3 roll. Oh, oh boy.
Do you want to play a fate point?
Oh, can I wait and see what my target is first?
Fair enough. So,
I rolled bad too.
Ooh.
but better.
So, do I need to meet it to beat it, or beat it to beat it?
You would have to beat it. There.
In that case, I'm gonna go with a.
Let me not care. Come on.
I want. Actually, no. Let's let it lie like that.
All right. Okay.
So I know he's stealing from me,
Oh,
and I don't really care because it's Margot. I would have given her the money anyway.
yeah. So I think. So are you going to allow him?
At one point, I will. In the past, I would have said, "Look, you don't need to go behind my back and try and sneak money out of petty cash. Just ask for it. I can give it to you."
So you're allowing them to spend a point of your wealth?
Oh,
Yeah, that was
Petty
the
cash.
point. Because if I
This is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
This is
if I win, it's actually petty cash. If I lose, it's actually it's a significant amount of money.
Yeah, fine.
right.
I clicked the wealth point.
Okay. I'm just liking you spend money. That's all. So
I'll get it back next session.
you just he's looking at it, he goes, yeah, you better not let me. He's just going, I'm just going to have a look at this there.
When I was about to spend one of my own anyway.
And he's just looking at it, he goes, it better not be like what you did the last time. It's like all blank. And you go, hold on. Those are all hundreds.
Yeah, they quit making the 1,000 ones. I'm annoyed by that.
He's going.
I didn't like them. They were so much lighter.
And he goes, all right, okay, what? He's, shit, I shouldn't have said that out loud. And he goes, all right, how can I help you?
So, another Manila envelope. I need you to track that.
He picks it up. And
It was made by this paper company and oh, not the envelope. What's inside?
He takes it. He's okay. You don't want to be involved in this. You can have the money back, ma'am.
Too late. You're in it now, boy.
That's not just. Let me put it this way. What do you think I'm tracking down? How many do you think I'm tracking?
Well, tell me.
That's a pack. It's not just one creature. There's.
Yeah, I know how werewolves work.
No, this is not a werewolf, actually.
What?
I wish it was a werewolf. That I could help you with. You know, werewolves. You know. These things would make Lurup Garros look like kittens. There.
Where killer rabbits?
He wishes it was where killer rabbits. It's like he's just going this. I've heard stories of. Look, I thought these things didn't exist. Okay.
Okay.
I've only heard stories about them.
Okay.
But it's like every story that was like basically my grandfather told me about it because he was supposedly one of the last of my kind that came across one of these. And he described it, and that thing matches it to the T. There.
What is it?
Yes, and
we, we don't. I don't know what your folks would call it, but it's like my grandfather just called it the spine ripper.
it sounds like a delightful fella.
But the thing he highlighted is these things, they hunt in packs.
Okay.
How do you kill it?
Say if certain someone isn't here. Let's just say my grandfather got lucky and he had a Knight of the Cross help him kill the pack there. It's basically they're one of the few things. Maybe someone like Daryl King could do it, maybe, or Mab, or like 30 wizards prepared. Maybe it's.
Well, you don't have to sell it to me.
I'm just saying. Anything if there's something that you're going after that these things have got, you do not. They're going to die to protect whatever it is because these things, they're hunters. They will pick strong prey, kill it, and take a trophy, and they will not give up those trophies.
So you don't actually need to find them. You just need to find where they store their trophies while they're out hunting for something else.
That's a good idea.
But I'm not there.
And he's kind of like he's probably seen like the look in Slaz's face, and he goes, "Look, if you're thinking you can find find where they store the why do you think these things were chasing my bloody goddamn grandfather? He accidentally came onto their actual came across one of their caves, saw a nice big gem, and goes, you know what, I'll have that, takes it there, and he got chased for a week by these things. I mean, my grandfather, he went for the never, you name it, he went through every single side trick he could to lose them, and they kept picking them up.
And
as I said, it took a Knight of the Cross to drive these things off.
so here's the dealio. I don't want you to fight them. I want you to find them. Leave the Knights of the Cross to me.
I don't think they deal with you. He goes,
Yeah, that's my headache. Your headache is to find them and let me know where they are. I'll get the muscle required to deal with whatever I need. If I need muscle.
And he goes, I can tell you where they are. Well, according to my grandfather, I know where they are. I just never went there, and even if, to the best of his knowledge, they were killed off by the night. But I know where their old cave is, if you want that information.
Yes, please.
And that's where we'll
End the session.
Yep.
Sounds about the right place to do it.
I've already stated what I think they fucking are, and if that's what I'm being chased by,
What's that?
the DM is going to
Hell
die.
house?
Yeah. Seriously. Oh, I wish I'm
Those are the only other things that can travel like werewolves and packs in mythology.
It's not werewolves. Where they're in Dresden Files, werewolves come in different flavors. So werewolves are just people that will transform into basically wolves. Okay. So there's a few ways of doing that. Okay. And depending on the nature of how they do that, that defines the kind of category of werewolf they are and what the weaknesses and issues that they can have.
So if they transform by eating, say, a chocolate bar, they become a chocolate werewolf, and if they eat strawberry, they become a strawberry. They're different flavors.
So there's actually more like so there's actually kind of 4 types, right?
Well, the question I have is, and of course this is out of character, but when I was saying about the tiger, at the crime scene, I didn't know. I'm thinking tiger as in from the zoo, but invisible. Is there really an invisible werewolf?
Rakshasa.
There's something running around the city. There's a few things.
So again, it could be anything, but when being Astra, who's running for her life right now, and I'm her player, my mind is saying, if you just release hellhounds onto me, you're dead. Because that's all I'm thinking that's happening. Somebody set their hellhounds on me.
If I die, I'm going to come back and hunt you down, is basically what you're saying, right, Asra?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because she had to get up and book it.
Yeah.
And if it's the same thing that X is having to hunt down, because I only heard one growl, and it doesn't take one growl to knock down sanctified gates. There must have been massive, and I'm not seeing that because I can't see anything. So there's multiples right there. I'm on my life run right now. I am not happy with you.
Let's say your dad was a wee bit scared.
Alicia has some of location.
Yeah. So no.
He knows where to go to find the body.
Wow. He's also potentially got some place to bury it.
Yeah.
Also.
Yes.
And this is where Sarah will be
interesting.
I will be having words with you, sir.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. There'll be apparently a random airplane pickup in the next seeable future if this is what's happening.
No, I've just got to create a monster. There.
Okay.
Okay, John, you got me.
Oh, sorry.
Please. I actually put in 80 hours this week.
I hope that's all paid.
Work.
I'm hoping that's all paid for.
I've put in a total of 32 applications. Only 3 have given me an interview. And none of them called me back since.
Well, the reason why is because my team in Bangladesh has been unable to work due to, the internet outage for the last week. So I had to pull all the work that I had provided to them back to me to do the work. And they're just now coming back online,
I guess because if you were doing like for my contract, if I got caught up where I was having to do extra hours like that, either I'm doing that as overtime and I'm getting paid for that.
I'm a manager. I'm a manager.
Oh, so you just feel, is that just you because you're fully salaried there? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm salaried. But no, I mean, we're at deadline. This is one of the reasons why I couldn't work last week is because of what happened there. And, our deadline is Wednesday. Yeah. Froggy, I wish I could have just done a normal 40-hour week.
Mm-hmm.
But, thank God, they're coming back online and they weren't hurt during the riots and everything. So I'm very glad my team is okay. So.
Well, just fingers crossed they don't come on, they come on the Zoom chat and then you suddenly see there's a new Maserati behind them. We go, or like just, ill-gotten gains, during the riot. Like, what? How did you get that? Oh, 5-finger discount.
A long weekend. Nice. Nice. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Blink.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on a month and already a day of no work.
I can't even imagine not working. I love working. I love my job. I really do. And I love the people that I work with.
Oh, this is
love, but I think that if you like your job, it's not work.
Uh-huh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I mean, I have no issue with working, but sometimes the issue I find is when you're doing work, it's sometimes the kind of compromises you're having to take there to do it, because if you've got a job that's paying you enough, fair enough, but this is, I think, part of the issue in the world is we went from it being the idea of, you could have, like you think about the 50s, you can come out of school with just the bare minimum of education, get a work, and you would be paid potentially enough to support you and your family and get a house and live comfortably and also save to put into
retirement.
Yeah.
That's not the case anymore. It is a case of a 2-family income to basically cover the bills, cover the house, cover, the cost of living. And I really love my job. My son just graduated from college and he is having a really hard time finding a job now in this economy.
Yep.
It's very difficult. He's been putting in applications in fields that aren't even his
related.
degree.
Yeah. This is the thing. I've been in that situation. It's nasty. It's because like in the UK, when me and my friends, we were in education, basically the government was focusing on trying to get everyone into university. And the issue was, by doing that, a lot of places were then looking to try and, if they didn't have, basically there wasn't the spaces for then for the demand. So it was then basically but because the government was throwing money at it, places were then basically creating degrees or creating courses that were not worth the paper because it was, the places didn't have it. They were just wanting to say, we want to Yeah, we want to get the funding, so we'll say that we've got the facilities to do these courses, but they don't have the facility or the research or the, because like when you do, like for example, in Scotland for chemistry, right? There's 5 unis on paper that people would talk about you might want to consider going to uni for chemistry. One of them's Edinburgh University. The next one's
Edinburgh University, yes.
Next one's Heriot Watt. Okay. Next one's St Andrews. Then it's Strathclyde and Glasgow. Okay. Those are the top 5. Okay. But if you're looking to do it on the basis of, if you look at where the research grants go to, or where the money goes into, basically Strathclyde and Glasgow get barely nothing, right? It's Edinburgh and Heriot Watt are the ones that generally, Edinburgh gets it for basically the theory, for the theoretical stuff.
Yeah.
And Heriot gets it all for all the practical research, because Heriot started off as a tech college that became a university. So they were more focused on practical industrial skills. So a lot of their research is looking into improving, making improvements to current industrial practices. So they get a lot of money in that sense there. St. Andrews, okay, gets a lot of money, but that's just because it's the rich college. It's the rich uni. There, it's like, so okay, the benefits of going to St. Andrews is you'd have more money. There's more money on paper spent on per student, but that's because St. Andrews is basically Scotland's equivalent of Cambridge or Oxford. Just it's upper class. I'm saying that, but Edinburgh's also quite upper, quite up.
So next week, Wooster, are we streaming next week for the Star Wars?
I don't believe we are streaming because it's the Becca game, and he's bringing his own player, and we have not checked if the own player wants to stream.
Yeah.
So the next 2 weeks, everyone break time except Zoe and me. Mm-hmm. Zoe and I are going to be playing.
How are the red cord infected created?
So
Dresden file question.
Right. So red cord. So red cord are actually someone who will get is someone that actually they've been infected, and the best way I can think of it would be more along the lines of potentially it's never actually covered, because there's people who will get fed on but don't become infected. Okay. So I think it's along the lines of there has to be a wee bit of, it's not just the vampire is feeding on their blood. There has to be a bit of fluid exchange. They have to get, just like in Dracula, he has to get the victim to also partake of his blood also to infect them. So I think there's got to be a mechanism like that. Okay. Because red court vampires is unlike so white courts are warm. So it's the good old fashioned, you get at it, monster, creature, creature with the 2 backs method. That's how you create new white courts. Black courts, they just
go wow.
They're basically like closer to zombies because they feed by killing people, but by the process of killing, they create new ones. They just spread the curse on. Okay. While I would say red court, but if the word kind of infected, they're passing on, they're having to pass it on, so they have to but it's never actually been shown because basically the people that you've come across who have been infected there, you've never seen the event that got them infected. They have been either they've been infected and they're trying to fight against the infection so that they don't become red courts, or they just embrace it and they kill someone and become a full red court vampire. Yeah.
Alrighty then.
Oh, you know.
Sounds like a lot.
Well, without knowing it, you would know.
It's basic. You would view it's there's gonna be the way it's always been kind of presented is Harry Dresden. He started a war with the Red Court because they actually infected his girlfriend.
Those bastards.
So they actually, because what happened was she was a report. So the basic idea, she was a reporter, and she found that he had an invitation to a party being held by a lord of the Red Court. So he was allowed to take himself and take a guest.
And he brought her.
Nope. He brought his friend because he was wanting backup, but she basically made a forgery of the invitation. So because she was a gate crasher there, she had no she had no legal protection there. So they basically infected her. And that was basically, yeah, we can do that. And the rules were he was meant to accept it. He decided, you know what, fuck you. Burned the house down, didn't he? Took on
Fuck you and your rules, bitch.
Yeah, and that started off a war. But basically, the issue was, that was quite dangerous for them, because if they were any attempt for them to be romantic, could easily lead to her getting out of control and her potentially killing him. Right. So that's basically how their relationship basically ended.
Guys, I hate to say this, but my son is waiting for me to call him and his girlfriend or partner. So I need to get going.
Yep, sure.
That's fine.
Okay.
So
I do believe
next week, Wooster.
Yes, I do believe for the next 3 weeks it's bonus gamble, everyone.
Bonus gamble, folks.